In today's episode of Getting Geeky with Game Relief, I sit down with Brian to find out about his new game, Oracle, a game of galactic salvation. And you're going to want to hold on until we get to the near end of the interview, as he's doing a giveaway to find out exactly what you might win. Then we'll see what's on Kickstarter. But first, a message about our sponsor. Today's episode is also powered by one of our proud Kickstarter Season 3 backers and their game, Nouvelle France, which just launched a Kickstarter. Nouvelle France is an abstract strategy game where you need to skillfully place construction blocks to build 3 historic sites from the Nouvelle France era. Outweigh your opponents and thereby gain points. Add to that 3 further ways to either bettering your score or hindering your opponents. A take that game like the Leafs like. Be on the lookout or come back and listen to our interview with the publisher on Saturday the 14th of September and back Nouvelle France before 10 October.
Getting Geeky with Gamer Leaf, the podcast in which one man strives to level up his geekhood and helping you do the same, one battle at a time. Now, let's get geeky with Gamer Leaf.
Space, humanity's unexplored sector of the universe. But deep in the asteroid belts, lost within the infinite vastness of the galaxy, the Oracle exists and waits to be discovered. The Oracle, an ancient alien artifact, can prevent the destruction of one fortunate planet. The most worthy civilization in the galaxy will win the Oracle and thus survive the apocalypse. The rest are doomed. In interstellar space, you will play an alien life form. You will engage in combat with other alien races to win the precious life-preserving artifact. When a player discovers the Oracle, others can engage in combat. The initiator can begin with diplomacy, but then attack with a long-range weapon. If you have a defense card, you then have a chance to fight back. Combat then progresses through medium or short-range attacks, and whoever doesn't have the right defense is destroyed, and the victor obtains the Oracle. If you are defeated, you are reborn in the nebula with a chance to seek vengeance against your enemies. When the Oracle is found, the universe starts vanishing, shrinking planet by planet until the entirety of outer space has faced extermination. Many players have the chance to attack in hopes of obtaining the Oracle to prevent their destruction, but there can only be one. The Oracle is calling you. Can you hear it?
Did that sound familiar to you guys? It didn't to me either, but this is the story of Oracle, a game of galactic salvation, and today we're lucky enough to be joined by the creator mastermind of this game. Is that right, Brian? Is that how you fit in line with Oracle?
I like Mastermind, so yeah, we can go with that.
Oh, there you go. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us on Getting Geeky with Game Relief. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, no, I'm honored to be here. This is great. I'm really looking forward to the interview.
No problem. Yeah, I am too. Now, before we jump into your game and everything, let's rewind a little bit if we could. How did you get into playing tabletop board games, Brian?
Well, my dad used to go on business trips a lot, and he would bring board games home, but he didn't have the time to learn them, so it was my job to read the rules and teach my brothers and sisters how to play the game. So I've always had a real nostalgia for board games because it was some of the happiest times of my childhood. And as an adult, I would read rules for games and teach my friends how to play, and collected thousands of games over the years. And I felt like we were missing one, and that's what was my goal, was to create something that other people would want to play.
Oh, well, it sounds like I need you as a friend because that's where the games lose me. I'll get the rules out, I'll read through the rules, I'll watch a video, I'll set the game up, and then it'll sit there on the table for like a week or so until my wife tells me, you better play this or put it up. And it ends up going back in the box because I have a hard time with rules and stuff, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of modern rule books are as clear as they could be. I know that was a big deficiency in my game originally, but then I hired somebody to clean up my rule book, and I think it's a lot more approachable. I think we're lucky that we're in an age where there's so many people that are trying to make rules more accessible by having YouTube pages and everything else. I think it really makes games a lot more approachable by more people. So I think we're really lucky.
Yeah, most definitely. That's how we got into it, or how I got into it. My son and I sat down to play Blood Rage, and I was able to turn to Rodney Smith, watch his video, and I didn't even have to open the book if I recall correctly.
Yeah, most of his videos are really good and very entertaining on top of that.
Yeah, most definitely. And you speak of you getting updating the rules and stuff of your book. Word on the street is you have a new game on Kickstarter. What can you tell us about Oracle, a game of galactic salvation, Brian?
Well, it's a game where the universe is shrinking once you find the oracle. So the game's really played in two halves. You have the half where you're exploring the universe and trying to find the oracle that will allow you to be reborn in the new universe, and then the rest of the game is spent trying to hang on to it. The planets disappear and the universe gets smaller and smaller, and you're more and more likely to run into your opponents. And it's meant to be a quick, 30-minute game that people want to play again and again. Really, the goal I want is that anybody can learn it really quickly, anybody can play it, and people will be excited to replay it.
Awesome, that's cool. So per se, me and you sat down to play Oracle. What's my turn gonna look like, or what's the turn base?
Well, really, it's really just moving and then searching a planet. And when you search a planet, sometimes you'll find stuff you want and you can put it in your hand, but there's very strict hand constraints, and you're only allowed to have 5 cards in your hand for the most part. So if you find something you like better than what's in your hand, you need to leave something on the planet. So there's very rarely any analysis paralysis or any delays between players. The turns are very fast. It's a very fast-paced game.
Oh, good, yeah, because I'm afflicted by the analysis paralysis, or so I'm told.
Yeah, some of my favorite games that I just love, I had to get rid of because when I played them with my friends, it was unbearable. Just I could not sit there and wait for half an hour for them to scratch their heads and figure out their best possible turn. I just wanted to play a game. I'm kind of reckless in that regard.
Yeah, most definitely. And so, is the one? How do you determine who wins? Is it whoever collects the most planets, or?
No, it's just who has the oracle in their possession. Um, I I really enjoy European games and victory point games, but this, all you have to do is get the oracle and keep it until the end of the universe, and you instantly win. You don't have to sit there and do any, bookkeeping and figure out who has the highest score. It's just who has the oracle when the universe is done collapsing, and that's the winner.
So can I try to steal it from other people then?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Combat is a really big part of the game. I've had people describe the combat as cinematic. I mean, imagine it's kind of a gentleman's duel where you start at opposite ends of a long hallway, and so you both get to exchange um, fire from a long range. So if you have a sniper rifle or a laser, that can shoot at a far range, then if you both survive, you move to the medium range, and then if you survive that, you get to move to the short range and kind of fight a round of hand-to-hand combat. And that's it. If there's no clear winner, then it's a draw. But usually somebody is defeated at the long range or medium range.
And is that done through dice or cards, or how's that battle go down?
Yeah, this is kind of a funny story. One of my best friends is really I think he's cursed, and he thinks that I just have an unnatural luck because whenever we play dice games, I tend to roll sixes all the time, and it's very frustrating to him. Um, and so this game is played, the combat is no dice at all. If you have, there's certain types of attacks. So you have fire attacks and sound attacks and chemical attacks, um, energy attacks, and physical attacks like a gun. And then you can have a defense. So if you have a laser, which is an energy attack, and you have a shield, which is a defense against energy attacks. So if somebody plays a laser and you play a shield, that's it. You survived and you get to counterattack against them. And there are cards which let you see your opponent's hand, and it's actually one of the most common cards in the game. So it can be more strategic. Or if you sit back and you watch how combat unravels between two of your opponents, and you keep track of what weapons they've got, it's easy to go and counteract them in the next round.
Okay, awesome. And whoever has the oracle at the end of the game wins.
Yeah, so the Oracle change hands quite a bit, and a strategy that a lot of people use is they'll, let people squabble and fight and waste all their resources, and then at the very end they'll come in and swoop it up and win the game. So there's also a kind of a trifecta combination where you can win the game instantly by having the Oracle, the Galactic Codex, and the time machine. And the idea is that you know when the universe is going to end, and you take the oracle and travel in time to that exact point, and then win the game. So you can actually win the game in 5 or 10 minutes, or even 20 minutes. If you get the combination in the middle of the game, as opposed to playing an entire game that could last 30 to 45 minutes.
Cool. What's a time machine mechanic? That sounds interesting.
Well, you can play the card by itself just to gain an extra turn, or you can save it in hopes that you'll get the 3 card combination that will let you win the game.
Oh, okay. So if you get it, then you don't have to wait for the university necessarily to collapse all the way?
Yep, if you get those 3 cards, you can just end the game and declare yourself the winner. And I feel like that encourages people to want to play again. I mean, either whether they're excited because they want to try to do that, or whether they feel they're cheated, either motivation, I think, makes them want to play the game. And that's my ultimate goal.
Yeah, that makes sense to make a game that people want to play more often than not. Word on the street is this isn't the first time that you've had it on Kickstarter.
Yeah, the first time I launched it on the Kickstarter, I was probably out of my league. I had a big goal of $50,000, and then I was planning on doing free shipping all over the globe. And for just a card game, that's a pretty big goal. Is $50,000. I'm relaunching. I put a lot more work into the rule book, and hammered out a couple kinks in the plane. Play tested a couple hundred more times, and I think I have a much better product.
Awesome. And what were some of the things you changed and updated for the Kickstarter?
Well, the one thing is we made the costs a lot lower. On the initial launch, I had it where it was $200 to adopt a planet, and now it's only $50. And I've already, I want to say sell, but I've already had 15 backers out of the 30 planets that are available, so they're halfway gone. And I think it's a lot more approachable. I think it's a lot more entry level. The cost for what it is, I think, is a lot better.
What about marketing wise? I don't see any reviews or previews on the previous page. Is that right?
Actually, Old Man Games did a preview for me, and Hungry Gamer did a preview for me, and I did an earlier interview tonight with Be Bold Games, and I've got some other marketing further down the pipe. I'm going to be doing an interview with BJ's Game Alliance, based out of Seattle, on Sunday, which should air on October 15th.
Cool. But that was all that's all this time, but did you do any of that last time as well?
Oh no, no, and I think that's probably the biggest mistake. And it's hard. It's hard to know how much marketing is enough marketing. I guess if you succeed, you've done enough marketing.
Awesome. And how did you find out about to make all the changes? Did somebody help you along the way, or did you stumble upon a resource? Or
Yeah, yeah. As luck would have it, it was really funny. Late one night last year, I was on Facebook looking through some of the great gaming groups, and I had friended Robert Bob Nolan. And we had talked a little bit that night because he doesn't accept random people's friend requests. He wanted to know, how he got his name and how I figured out who he was. And so kind of went across that. And he offered to help me during my relaunch. And so he's been a real big asset in helping me relaunch and doing what I think is a very successful campaign, and even introducing me to you.
yeah, most definitely. Yeah, we're glad we were able to make that connection or whatnot. So that was pretty cool. Did anybody comment or anything on the previous Kickstarter let you know that something could be done?
I mean, there's no shortage of people who give their advice. By and large, I was lucky because a lot of people were really excited to see my game, and a lot of people have already repledged on the new campaign.
Oh, that's good to hear. What kind of percentage would you say have come back from the previous one?
It's hard to say. I'd have to crunch some numbers. Um, I honestly don't know. I'm just so excited that I haven't really started crunching numbers yet. I'm probably going to do that maybe the end of next week. Sit down and really analyze where we're at.
Well, there you go. And you know what? It looks like right now you're currently at half of the pledgers that you got last time. So that's pretty good. And you've been at the time of this recording, the Kickstarter started when?
October 1st. So it's only been going for 3 days.
Okay, so a couple days. There you go. Awesome. So that's pretty good to hear.
Yeah, it's a little slow compared to some of the Kickstarters. I've had friends involved in the BattleTech, and I think that ended at like $2.3 million. But that's a fan base of 30 years or longer. That's hard to hard to compete with. We're really talking apples and oranges.
Yeah, most definitely. It's really saturated. That's what I've noticed on Kickstarter. So, talking about fan base, in between the two campaigns, did you do anything to build a fan base as well?
They have done a lot of play testing. I really feel like getting people to play the game was probably going to be my strongest asset. Um, and I would have loved to have toured more and gone to some other conventions. Um, but unfortunately, I have a job in the real world, and I didn't get a chance to do that as much as I would have liked. But my plan is to get this thing funded, get all of my backers a copy of the game, and then take whatever I have left and go to Burning Cat when they have it here in Portland.
What is it? Oh, Burning Cat. Yeah, I recently read about that. That's from the creators of. I guess they did. I forget their major game people would know about, but I heard about it from my Throw Burrito. That was their game that they recently released.
Yep, yep. Their first one was the Exploding Kittens. They did Exploding Kittens, Bears and Babies, and then Throw Burrito. Yeah, you're right. So the creator, who does the Oatmeal webcomic, he says that Portland is underrepresented, and they're some of his favorite fans. So he was going to have this game convention, and they're going to have supposedly a popsicle stick effigy of a cat they're going to set on fire at the end, and they're going to have all the dealers in a big ring, and then all like a dodgeball event in the middle, and a LaCroix dunk tank, and all kinds of fun stuff. And I want to be a part of that. I want to show people my game in that fun environment. That sounds like a dream come true to me.
Oh, okay, awesome. Yeah, so yeah, it sounds like a pretty fun con to go to. So that'd be cool and get more people.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe it'll become a thing every year. Who knows?
Yeah, most definitely. Awesome. Yeah, it looks like a pretty cool thing. Anything else going on for you besides this current Kickstarter? Like, what might you be coming up with in the future?
Well, me and my friends have been honing a lot of different games, um, and it's hard to say what would what will come to fruition. What's something that not only we like, but something that other people would like too. Um, I've got one friend that's making a superhero game that would be fun, and I honestly don't know if I want this headache again. Even though it's fun to make a game, it's a lot of work. This has been a project just this between the last Kickstarter and this Kickstarter. I think we're talking about 5 years of my life. And I don't know that I have that much more left in me to do it again.
Oh yeah, yeah, most definitely. So, but yeah, it's finally coming to fruition with some of the things. Looking at your Kickstarter, yeah, it looks like it's night and day compared to the last one. So that's good to see.
Yeah, yeah, I feel really good about this. I mean, I'm sure that you and your kid have made games before, just that you play the two of you. Have you ever thought of publishing a game, or have you made a game? You know,
No, we haven't got that far, but me and my wife have talked about it, and I think I've sat down to play games with the kids, and they make up their own renditions or whatnot. But yeah, I think it'd be a fun idea to do some at some point.
yeah, I mean, you see a lot of, like My First Sight and everything else where parents are taking some of the creative energy of their kids, or simplifying a game to make it more approachable to kids. And I think there's something to be said to tap into a child's creativity and imagination. I think it really results in magical things.
Yeah, most definitely for sure. Now, when it comes to Oracle, what makes your game pop is when my audience should go check out the Kickstarter and they like what they see, back it today.
Well, I think the biggest opportunity is good to see an alien that you've created published in the game. We have 12 slots available. On my original thought was I was going to have these 12 alien races that I designed. And then on the back, it's just empty space. So I thought I'd put rules, reminders, or something like that. And then when I was doing the Kickstarter, I thought, you know what? There's no reason we can't have twice as many aliens. If people want to create an alien, give it a little bit of backstory, they can use powers that already exist in the game. So we don't have to replay test everything. We don't have to make sure that it's not going to break the game. But at the same time, the artist, Gary Simpson, he said that he's willing to illustrate these profile pictures of the aliens. So if people give us a description of this alien, that they've seen in their nightmares or created in their dreams, or however they stumbled across it, they'll actually be able to see it on this game. And I think that's a great opportunity.
Well, there you go. Yeah, it looks and the gameplay. It sounds like it's pretty fun. fun game and it's not too quick. And like you said, you try to avoid analysis paralysis as well.
Yeah, I think it's fast paced. It's got a random setup so that it's very different every time. Different items are hidden on different planets, and planets disappear in different orders. So it really stays fresh and is replayable a lot.
Awesome, and you were able to cut costs quite a bit, so that's awesome. And word on the street is you're doing a giveaway with us over at thegiveawaygeek.com as well. What can one lucky listener, or how many of our lucky listeners have a chance of winning?
Well, what I'm really hoping to do is we're going to be using Fun Again games for our distribution. And so I was going to give away a $50 gift certificate and a $100 gift certificate to Fun Again Games. I've been a customer of theirs for probably over a decade. And I'm really spoiled because I live in Oregon and that's where they are. So I always get my games the very next day, even with just UPS ground service. So it's kind of enabled my habit.
Oh boy, so that's why you said you had thousands of games.
Well, I had to pare down. Played. I've had hundreds of games in my collection, and I've played thousands of games. But you know, uh, we could do a whole nother episode of culling games and what my criterion is for keeping the games that I've got. Um, I moved into a much smaller house, so I had to make some really tough decisions.
Yeah, don't talk to my wife. She'd say that's sacrilege, getting rid of games.
Oh, that's nice that you have that type of support.
Yeah, I think majority of them are hers. Yeah, like I said, I have a hard time with the rules, but yeah, we both like games. But yeah, that we'll have to sit down to have another episode, maybe after the Kickstarter's over, talk about that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'd love to do that. I'll tell you, one of my secret things is if you get your family together and paint the miniatures to a game together, you're definitely never going to get rid of it.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, so that's awesome. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I've got a copy of Cleopatra and the Society of the Architects that my daughter sat down and painted, and so it's got a lot of special memories for us.
Oh, there you go. Awesome. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Awesome. And we'll make sure we leave all the links in the show notes so they can come on over and enter the giveaway as well as check out the Kickstarter that'll be on there through this Halloween, October 31st. So we'll definitely do that. Minus coming there to your hometown to Oregon to stalk you. How can people keep up with everything you're doing with Oracle?
Well, a good way is the Kickstarter. I've been releasing chapters from the novella that was actually a stretch goal from the previous campaign. So going on the Kickstarter is good, but I also have a website, interstellaroracle.com, and that's got a blog that I'm going to be contributing to. And if you sign up at the website, I will actually email you a complete PDF of the novella.
Oh, there you go. Awesome. And if you get me the links, I'll make sure I put those in the show notes so they can just click on over. But we don't want to take y'all up all your night, but we really appreciate you coming on Getting Geeky with Game Relief with us to talk all about Oracle, a game of galactic salvation. We really appreciate it, Brian.
No, thank you very much for having me. I appreciate your time as well.
No problem.
Now, let's get geeky.
Make sure to back Oracle, a game of galactic salvation, before Halloween as well. That's the 31st of October. In case you're not into candy, Scooby-Doo, or horror films and books and horror games like I am, tell them Game Relief sent you in the comments on Kickstarter. Now, let's go with Batterina Leaf, shall we? Where are we going, Batterina?
Kickstarter corner!
For peace, there must be war. Monkeys versus lemurs. For centuries, the magical island of Lim was peacefully inhabited by three ancient mammals: the monkeys, the koalas, and the lemurs. However, peaceful times came to an end when the evil wizard Ulan persuaded the Monkey King to invade all three island territories. And so, bit by bit, the monkey army took control of the island. Hoping to stop them, the lemur prince and his troops charged the monkey army, only to find that they were greatly outnumbered. Defeat was inevitable for the lemurs, but then, unexpectedly, the koalas came to their aid. Joining forces, they managed to defeat the monkey army and forced them to retreat. The failed invasion left the Monkey Kingdom extremely weak. Ulan saw this as an opportunity to dethrone the king and crown himself as the new ruler. And so he did, banishing the king into the abyss and cursing the remaining warriors, causing their minds and bodies to be overcome with immense evil power. Now the fate of the island is in your hands. Who will you fight for? Monkeys versus lemurs. Pledge now. Psst. Not sure whether to pledge yet?
Thank you, huge voice guy. I'll take it from here. Did that sound familiar to you? Well, good thing you stuck around for Kickstarter Corner, the part of the show where I, Game Relief, save 3 things for you. Your wallet, time, and eyeballs. This way you can let us look at Kickstarter for you, and this way you won't drown in the loudness that is there on Kickstarter. Anyways, it's a story of monkeys versus lemurs conquer the jungle, which is an extremely fun card game for up to 8 players, in which you choose your side, conquer the jungle, and weep the tears of your enemies. Monkeys vs. Lemurs is an extremely addictive, fast-paced card game that you can enjoy with up to 8 people. Choose which side you want to fight for, the monkey side or the lemur side, and battle it out with your friends for survival on the magical island of Leem. Win the game by forming teams, conquering territories, and beating your opponents one by one. The game is very intense, so watch out. While playing the game, you will be able to admire each card's unique artwork, laugh at all the funny lemur quotes, and overall, you will have a blast playing it, guaranteed. So, if you're into card games with paranoid lemurs and hairy monkeys, please help Red Red Wine make this game a reality. It takes 10 to 15 minutes per game, it's family friendly, ages 7 and up, plus, just by checking out our Kickstarter, you can be entered into our giveaway, in which we've partnered with them over at our other site, thegiveawaygeek.com, to bring not only one lucky person a copy of the game, but 3. So if you don't have enough awesome games on your shelf dealing with both monkeys and lemurs, like I know the case is for us, then enter our giveaway and back Monkeys vs. Lemurs Conquer the Jungle, which will be on Kickstarter through Friday the 25th of October, and be part of history helping make Monkeys vs. Lemurs Conquer the Jungle become the best monkey and lemur game of 2020, and possibly of all time. Let them know Game Relief sent you in the comments. Did you miss Card Culture Games' previous successful Kickstarter game, Supreme Leader? A game of politics, diplomacy, and treachery? I know I did, but never again. Not to worry, they're back with Supreme Leader, political agendas, and war packs. First expansions, political agendas and war packs, like I just said. Supreme Leader is a 5 to 10 player game of social manipulation and political persuasion. Players will take on the role of various leaders throughout history, and with the use of card play, variable player powers, and their very own rhetoric, will vote players into the United Nations. Round after round, one player will join the UN until only 2 leaders remain. They must then appeal to the UN, and the UN players vote for who they wish to crown. You guessed it, Supreme Leader. Supreme Leader focuses on player agency. You choose your allies and who you want to be in your voting block. You decide what cards you want to buy and what rival leaders you wish to vote against. You must be careful who you go against and how you make your enemies. Event cards will come up that challenge the active players not in the UN, and variable player powers mean each leader has their own strength and their own unique power. You decide what it will take for you to become, you guessed it, Supreme Leader. What? You say you're not new to Supreme Leader? Why should you care? Well, you should, because political agendas are secret objectives that players are able to draw and purchase in-game. They are used in 2 ways. They can be scored, redeemed in-game for rewards such as money, or voting twice in the future. They can also be used in the end-game variant, where they are scored as victory points to decide the final decision. This gives players who love Supreme Leader, but are not a fan of the endgame voting, another variant winning condition. Plus, the War Pack introduces new leaders, strategy cards, and event cards. Each pack will include 5 leaders, 15 strategy cards, and 5 event cards. The leaders in the first War Pack will be Abraham Lincoln, Alexander the Great, Mao, Thomas Sankara, and Saddam. A bigger box to keep your Supreme Leader content neatly organized in a single place. The box last time around was a little small, so they're releasing this one for free to all Kickstarter backers, this box will leave room for future expansions and will allow fans to organize their cards by leaders, strategy cards, and event cards along with any future categories added to the game. But hey, don't take our word for it. Our friends, the Unfiltered Gamer and Logan Chops, both reviewed it. Head on over to the Kickstarter page via the link in our show notes and see how awesome this game is. Plus, make sure you're a subscriber to Getting Geeky with Game Relief in your favorite podcast catcher so you don't miss our sit-down with the creators. But don't wait for the interview. Go back Supreme Leader, Political Agendas, and War Packs before Tuesday the 22nd of October. Tell them Game Relief sent you in the comments on their Kickstarter page. Is it just me, or is the internet full of cute cat pictures and cat memes? Oh good, I thought I was going mad. Are your shelves full of Cthulhu games based on H.P. Lovecraft's mythos? Oh good, I'm not the only one. Did you know that H.P. Lovecraft also has a really short story all about some killer cats? I didn't either, until I found this next game. Gilgamesh Games is bringing us H.P. Lovecraft's The Cats of Ulthar card game. Based on a story by H.P. Lovecraft, use ancient mysticism to collect cats around your spellcaster and take out the villains. I didn't even know this was a reality, but it is. This quick play, 2-player card game has magic, ancient elder gods, and of course, cats of all kinds. Got 15 minutes to weave spells, collect feline friends, and avoid summoning the wrath of Lovecraft-inspired Egyptian gods? Then head on over via the link in our show notes to check out Lovecraft's The Cats of Ulthar card game to learn more and become a backer today. Why just stop there though? That's what I thought. That'd be a bad place to stop because we've teamed up with Gilgamesh Games to bring you a giveaway over at thegiveawaygeek.com. So make sure to keep your eyes peeled for that. Also, keep your ears peeled for our sit down with the creator and mastermind behind this fun little game. I found out some awesome gems in our chat, including that of awesome pine boxes and gaming mats. So, if you don't have enough games about cute killer cats, make sure to back H.P. Lovecraft's The Cats of Ulthar card game before Halloween. You have been chosen to take command of the defense systems for a top secret military base. There are many weapon systems at your disposal, including some which are classified above top secret. These include prototype systems, which have been reverse engineered from recovered extraterrestrial technology. As your security clearance increases, so does your access to higher levels of technology. Did that sound familiar to you guys? It didn't to me either. But think UFOs and secrets. Some things are normal secrets, some are top secret, but this next game is above top secret. That was the story of Above Top Secret, which is a turn-based strategic card game featuring stealth and secret technology as your defense systems. There's a couple of variants you can play, including for either 2 players or as team play variant. It is suited for ages 12 and older and will take approximately 45 to 90 minutes. This is the official 2019 relaunch of the game under a new publisher, Three Mates Games. Besides the awesome art in this game, you know what I love? Well, if you've listened to the right episodes of Getting Geeky with Game Relief, then you're probably well aware that our family is suckers for neoprene game mats. They've got 4 of them to choose from, all at 20 Australian dollars. That was about 65 cents per Australian dollar if you're here in the US. Gotta get this game for even just the awesome mats. Or that's how I feel at least. These mats are not only cool to look at, but they also provide you with a more immersive gaming experience. If you prefer to be filled in on what is above top secret, want an awesome game, and some super awesome play mats, head on over and check out Above Top Secret, the official relaunch, and then back it on Kickstarter before Sunday the 27th of October. Tell them Gamer Leaf sent you in the comments. It'll mean the world to them and to us. Rise and shine, campers. The bugle is sounding, so roll up your sleeping bags, break down your tents, and get ready for another beautiful day. Are you ready to scramble up Gemini Peak, delve deep into Fiddler's Woods, explore the depths of the Fairy Fire Caves, Or will you take the canoe out on Lantern Island? Grab your gear and let's get going. You are in a troop of campers who are exploring the wilderness to win. Level up your campers to the highest rank, Badger that is. Along the way, you will need to collect achievement patches, which will give your campers special abilities and allow them to level and win the game. Camp Pinetop offers endless variations of gameplay with 32 map cards in the base game. This offers hundreds of different map configurations, ensuring that each game will have a different and exciting route to victory. Camp Pinetop was voted Best Family Game of 2019 in the Boston Fig Fest. Out of over 40 games, do you believe that? Hot dog! If you're like me and aren't able to make it to the camp due to family circumstances, what could be better than camping on the tabletop? If you missed out on any of Talon Strike's other games, such as my favorite themed board game ever, Vinyl, in which vinyl is back in demand as collectors clamor to discover the pure, warm sound of music from decades past. You're not going to want to miss this bad boy, so don't dilly-dally and back Camp Pinetop before Friday the 18th of October. Tell 'em GamerLeaf sent ya. If you've listened to our show at all, you've probably noticed that I'm a sucker for first-time creators and their new games being on Kickstarter. Well, I am. Plus, it may have slipped once or twice that I'm a USAF or United States Air Force veteran. So, with great honors, I bring you the next game, which has been created by a 20-year Air Force veteran. Did y'all see the Saints and Scoundrels card game that just recently launched the Kickstarter? Well, good thing you're here then. Saints and Scoundrels card game is a pulp-air detective-themed bluffing card game with a psychotic doctor. You and your fellow players are private detectives on the hunt for a serial killer, gathering as much evidence as possible. You're also sabotaging each other's investigations. One man has offered to help. Dr. Zyko the Psycho. He's a brilliant criminal psychologist, but also an imprisoned serial killer. Dr. Zyko can help you, but he also wants to drive you all insane. If you're listening before the end of September, make sure you're subscribed, as I'm going to have this fellow vet on to tell us all about his game that looks awesome. So make sure you subscribe to Getting Geeky with GamerLeaf in your podcast catcher so you don't miss an episode. If you're in October when listening to this and you missed our sit down, go back and listen to our Saints and Scoundrels card game episode to find out if I be a saint or a scoundrel. Interview or not. Make sure you check out this awesome Kickstarter game and back Saints and Scoundrels, the card game, before Thursday the 24th of October. Tell 'em GamerLeaf sent ya. If you liked any of the games we talked about in today's episode, make sure you check out their Kickstarter campaigns to show them and us a little love. Backing them goes a long way. Plus, make sure to stay up to date on all the giveaways we're doing over at thegiveawaygeek.com. There will be at least 2 to 3 new giveaways going live over there next week. It's our least favorite time as well as yours. So until next episode, make sure you go ahead and get geeky, stay geeky, and bring others in the geek fold by sharing our episodes with others, as well as keeping up with the giveaways we're doing over at thegiveawaygeek.com. GamerLeaf out.
GamerLeaf levels up. Tune in next week to see if GamerLeaf's luck holds up.